Guess what, friends? We have big, fun news. You know, Crank and Boom has been a Lexington favorite for over a decade now. Well, now Crank and Boom has been enshrined on a Monopoly board. Yes, I'm talking about the real life Monopoly board game you played as a kid with Community Chess, Park Place, and Kentucky Avenue. They have just come out with the Lexington edition of Monopoly, and Crank and Boom is on the board. So you can go buy Crank and Boom as a property on the latest Monopoly board featuring all sorts of Lexington attractions. Grab your own board game at crankandboom.com before supplies run out. Crankandboom.com. Hello, friends. Welcome to the Crank and Boom podcast. I am your host, Toa Green. I opened a Thai restaurant with my family 17 years ago that has since morphed into a multi-million-dollar ice cream business. I have the honor of leading 40-plus teammates to fulfill our company's mission: create joy, ignite laughter, and inspire compassion. And now I get to share my experiences of building this incredible business with you. On the show, we chat all things small business, family, and life, and how we can do it all with a bit more purpose and in community. I am so glad that you're here. This is the Crank and Boom podcast. We're so glad you're here today because we're going to talk about something super fun. Though it might seem kind of obvious, it's about celebrating our wins. I mean, don't we all love getting an award or mention in the newspaper or a spot on TV or a great review? So what do I mean when I say we need to remember to celebrate our wins? When you are in the throes of running your business every day, those wins can mean a lot, but you don't have time to spend on all that. You've got actual work to do. But taking time to acknowledge those wins are important for a bunch of reasons. And that is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about why it's important to celebrate your wins, how to put yourself in the right place to get those wins, and how to capitalize on those wins for brand awareness and how to garner favorable reviews. So let's get into it. So, in episode 10, we talked about celebrating your wins, and that was when we were celebrating our 10th anniversary. We were talking about milestones and making sure that we took the time to celebrate those kind of wins. Well, today we're going to talk about a different kind of win and talking very specifically about awards and accolades that are given to us by a third party. So, that could be a review online. It could be an award given to you by people who have voted in a special contest. It could be a curated product award, the trophies, the little badges, the things that we get to put around our necks and say, yay, go us. And so my philosophy around awards is everybody will tell you, well, I don't do it for awards. And I would say that's mostly true. But there's also a part of us that loves awards, right? I mean, we grew up wanting the first place trophy, wanting to win the science fair, wanting to get straight A's in school. And so we as a society are programmed to want to win. That's why we love sports. And so, how do we navigate being around awards, winning awards, and doing it in a way that is authentic and real and beneficial to our business? If we happen to be doing what our mission is, doing good stuff for our team, our business, our community, I feel like awards a lot of times will just naturally come. And I feel like that has been my experience through the years. Even through school, my very motivated parents were always eye on the prize. We're trying to get first. We were trying to win. They were always pushing me to be the best I could be all the time. And so if I was making a poster for the science fair and my letters were crooked, my mom would tell me to do it again because she knew I could do better. And we're going to work hard to get to that place of being the best that we can be. So how does that all translate to being in a business? First, we are going to dive into local organizations and your local community. Our community here in Lexington has various awards through different media outlets. And one that has been extremely important to the growth of our business has been with our local Chamber of Commerce, Commerce Lex. And actually, the first time I was involved with this organization was in 2013 when Thai Orchid Cafe, before Crank and Boom even existed, We applied for a small business award. Every year they have small business awards in several different categories. And we applied for the Green Initiative Award. And this was back in the day when it was a little revolutionary to recycle and compost and talk about sustainable local food economies and all this stuff that we were doing in our restaurant that was something very unique and something very cool that I wanted other people to know about. We won this award as a category winner. And I remember going to the award ceremony. It was a big deal because this was a time when I did not leave the restaurant, but we were able to figure it out so that Mike and I could go to the award ceremony, and we got dressed up. And I put earrings on, which is not something you see every day. I remember you have other category winners, and then you have a big winner who is the Small Business of the Year award winner. And I remember sitting after we gotten our award and thinking, oh my gosh, what would it take to be Small Business of the Year? Because we get to hear the stories of the small businesses once they've won. And that's one of the coolest parts, is getting to learn about other small businesses. But hearing the big award winner and what everything that they had done and what an amazing business they were, it was this very aspirational place that I thought, oh, I just can't imagine how we could ever do that someday. Fast forward a few years, 2015, I applied for the Young Entrepreneur Award, and we also won that award. We did not win the Small Business of the Year award. And again, aspirational, wow, these businesses winning Small Business of the Year, that's amazing. So now, fast forward to 2021, we apply at this stage. We'd been around for a while. We had been doing great things in the community. I had been involved in Commerce Lex through a lot of different ways. I was also on the board. I had volunteered with the Leadership Lexington Youth Program on the steering committee. And over those 8 years of service, I had spent a lot of time with a lot of people, being able to talk to them about our business and just getting to know amazing people in our business community. By the time we came around and applied for the Business Success Award in 2021, I knew a lot more people. We were better known. We had already won other accolades. We'd been recognized in media and just had achieved a lot more, and of course had grown in our business. And so we were able to win the Business Success Award. And then finally, the big moment, we won the Small Business of the Year award for Commerce Lex. It was a huge moment, and I got to speak, and I don't really remember what I said, but I know that I was feeling and thinking back when we still had Tight Orchid at that very first award ceremony, and thinking about how aspirational it felt to get to that place. And now we were there. We were on stage. We took a huge chunk of our team, as many people as we could, to come to the award to celebrate with us. We're all decked in our purple. And it was just an amazing way to get to celebrate with our whole team this huge, huge moment. I think when you are around organizations and people just get to know you better, that ups your chances of winning something. It's validating when you actually win the award, because then that means other people also think you deserve the award. And so it was just a huge moment. I was so excited. Our team was so excited. We get to keep the little trophy plate at our headquarters and get to look at that and know how far we've come along. One of the lessons I've learned as an entrepreneur is celebrating. Taking time to intentionally honor your achievements and share them with others is a big part of what makes the whole journey worth it. And one of my favorite ways to do it is with food, of course. Goldbelly is our partner in how we deliver our ice cream to customers all over the U.S. so they can make their special moments even more special wherever they are. And whatever milestone you're celebrating with your friends and family, Goldbelly has just the thing. Whether you need Guy Fieri's trash can dessert nachos for Dad's birthday or Martha Stewart's famous banana pudding for your sister's baby shower, Goldbelly can ship it right to your door and make your event even more special. So if you haven't taken advantage of Goldbelly's amazing offerings, now's the time. Run over to their website at goldbelly.com and make your celebration unforgettable. If you've been here for a while, you know that I incorporate community in everything I do. It fuels every decision I make about my life and my company. Our beloved sponsors, Holly Hill & Co., also share the same love for community. In fact, their love of community is why they work so hard to highlight local produce in all 9 of their Central Kentucky restaurants, like Zim's in downtown Lexington, Honeywood at the Summit, and the historic Holly Hill Inn in Midway. So you can experience what it means to connect the farmer and the food to your family's table. And now they've expanded their offerings to the community by opening a new cooking studio and retail store. You can take cooking classes with the very famous James Beard-nominated Chef Weta Michael herself and learn about how to make the most out of your farmer's market haul or how to craft the perfect bourbon menu. And while you're there, shop the handcrafted goods and thoughtfully curated gift sets for your friends and family. Learn more about their new cooking studio and retail store in downtown Versailles, Kentucky by visiting hollyhillandco.com. Again, that's hollyhillandco.com, and let them know Tal from the Crank and Boom podcast sent you. Some other local awards that we have engaged in. Our local newspaper has had an award called Reader's Choice. People vote online, and then people will win in all sorts of different categories. I have not always been very good about trying to get people to vote, but when it is voting time, I will try to put out on social media or through our email lists, hey, voting's open. Will you please vote for us? One of our first awards was best place to get ice cream, but we didn't have a brick and mortar location. So we thought that was funny to get that award going up against titans that have been around our community for a long time. And we had just started, and yet we were still voted best place to get ice cream, even though we were just a cart floating around town. I think it really said a lot for being out there and being out in the community. This is the 11th year of those awards. We were able to win double gold this year in best frozen treat and also best dessert. So that was a huge win for us. And being able to say 11 years in a row, we've been in that top 3, that is super awesome and amazing and incredible that we get to participate in that. Over the years, we have been very blessed to have been recognized in a lot of national press. We have been recognized by People Magazine, Southern Living, Food and Wine, Taste of the South, Cooking Channel. One of the tricks that I feel like has gotten us more press than anything is having professional photos taken. When you are a small business, thinking of paying thousands of dollars for someone to come take pictures of your stuff and trying to justify having a professional come and take those photos for you, it was a big leap for us. But I really wanted to have nice photos, so hired whoever I could on whatever budget I could and made sure that we had a collection of really nice photos. When you're able to put those photos on your website, when people are writers and they're trying to come up with a piece and say they're looking for favorite ice creams of the South, and they are doing their Googling and they're doing their research, and they come upon your website and it happens to look amazing because a professional had taken photos of your product, and then they read your story and your website makes you look like a legitimate business. Having your story on a website and then also having great photos and great photography assets for writers and people who are editors putting these different pieces together is clutch. Writers are on deadlines and they do not have a lot of time to wait around for you to write an essay about your business. Being able to have those assets ready to go, your bio, paragraph about your business, being able to be interview ready if they're going to call you and ask you about your business, and then having photo assets, making sure you have a solid website, making sure your Google business profile is up to date, all those things that make your presence online much more robust. I would also send product to offices. If you know where the Southern Living office is, send them your stuff. That never hurts. And even if they try it and they don't do a piece, at least they're familiar with your business. As you get bigger and can grow, you can also engage with a publicist or PR firm. They have connections, a lot of connections, and they have a whole process and usually lots of people who can help, again, get your name and your story and your product in front of all the people who might have the opportunity to amplify that story. We talked a little bit about mindset around awards. Awards and accolades are not the goal of what we are doing, but being intentional and being strategic about participating in those awards, winning awards, and engaging in those different processes can be very, very beneficial to your business. If you are intentional about finding the awards, finding different places where you can get recognition, it is very validating, and not just for you as the owner, but also for your team. I think that recognition is not just for you. It is for everyone that participates and helps you in your organization. So remember that too. It is a team win, and being able to celebrate that with lots of people who work very hard in your organization is a huge win and morale boost for everybody. I think it's so important along the way to always thank the people who put you there. For us, our customers, our community, they're everything. We would not be here without them. We would not be here without our team. And being sure that you thank people along the way is the most important part of this whole process. Celebrate your wins. Be sure to shout it from the rooftops. Celebrate. Be proud of yourself. You deserve it. You earn it. You are worthy. Do not shy away from it. Thank you so much for listening to the Crank and Boom podcast. If you want business advice and tactics like this every week, click that follow button wherever you listen to your podcast so you never miss an episode with us. Also, if you like what you heard today, it would mean so very much to me if you would leave us a review that helps other people find us. Leave a note on what topics you want me to cover more of, because we would love to hear from you. I can't wait to meet you here again very soon. Until next time, peace.
This is a production of Four Eyes Media.